Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Immortal Cities, Children of the Nile. So last time we very briefly talked about scribes and how they do their business. Something that I did not bring up is the papyrus mill. So the papyrus mill is actually fairly important because these guys go out and they collect cat. So that's not one of my cats. That was in the game, actually, oddly enough. But these guys actually make papyrus, and it allows the scribes to do their jobs faster, so they can assess more taxes.
Oh, so you believe that you deserve this wealth more than Pharaoh?
Yeah, pretty funny. So he goes around and he uses this papyrus to assess the taxes. It allows him to do much faster. So it's telling us the scribe is assessing 11 out of 70 fields. So hopefully he will get to all of them. It also allows the priests to do their jobs faster as well. Let me see. See, he's got papyrus.
Do not boast of your knowledge, but seek the advice of the untutored as much as the well-educated.
Yep. So papyrus basically just allows our educated elite to do their jobs faster. Not so much the commander and the overseer, mostly it's the scribe and the priest. They're the ones who need papyrus. See, if we click on it, it'll actually say enabled priests in schools to educate more youngsters. Scribes with papyrus can serve a lot more customers simultaneously in the exchange, while those who account for crop production can assess fields much more quickly. So papyrus is more for scribes than it is for priests, but priests do use it as well. So there's that. But this episode, I said we'd be talking about the world level and envoys. These guys right here. So this thing right here is the total number of educated workers that we can have and the total number that we do have. The total number that we can have increases with the amount of prestige that we have. Now our prestige will slowly go down, and it forces us to continuously push to do bigger and bigger accomplishments. Ways that we can do that is we can pay to make our palace bigger. We can do achievements on the world map, which allow us. So the achievements themselves give us prestige, and it allows us to do monuments like propaganda to commemorate those events, to give us more prestige. So really we just want to do a lot of stuff to make us like a big badass, basically, is where I'm going with this. So in order to do that, we want to go to the world map and we want to start exploring. So these little eagle heads, they allow us to explore and see what's out there. These quarries allow us to set up a remote what's the word that I'm looking for? It allows us to set up a remote area to quarry stone and bring it back to us. So this would just be regular limestone. We can send off guys to establish trade routes with peddlers, or we can siege an enemy fort. Now in order to do this siege will actually bring us more prestige, but we need spearmen to do it, as well as bricks. Well, that's just to attack this fort. We want to siege it. So we need 500 food, or that's upkeep, I should say. In order to send the actual thing, is we need 500 food, 20 spearmen, and 100 bricks, which we don't have the spearmen or the bricks, so we'll have to work on that. In the meantime, we want to actually go ahead and send out some of our envoys to explore the western and eastern deserts. So it'll take 180 food total. Let's go ahead and get that underway. So we'll go ahead and send this guy west, send this guy east. We'll also go ahead and send an envoy. So these guys buy sculptures and jewelry, and they sell us incense and spices, which are nice. This guy buys perfume and sells bronze sculptures and gold jewelry. We want to go ahead and do the first guy. Send off an envoy to the merchants. Now, in order to get the merchants to peddle their wares, we need to set up a merchant center. Now, I'm pretty sure none of those guys actually come by boat. I think they're all... let me check. I think these guys just come in like on foot, which is why they show donkeys. Donkeys. We also probably want to send an envoy here. Potential resources or trade. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that as well. So that's all three of our envoys to the east, west, and the north. But let's actually go ahead and get a merchant center set up here. The Egyptian settlement will surely succeed under your leadership. Alright, so the eastern, the western have been established, so if we open these up, your explorers have discovered a trade opportunity. Your explorers have discovered a new opportunities for trade. So those things have opened these trade opportunities to the east and the west. This guy buys sculpture and sells us leather and rush sandals. This guy buys sandals and cosmetics and will sell us cedar furniture and incense. We've also discovered a mine for emeralds and copper, as well as an independent Egyptian city. And we need 15 prestige in order to get these guys to like us and just send us gold. So really, this is where a lot of the prestige comes in. So we do a lot of these world maps once we have our basic city set up, and it allows us to get more prestige. Merchant contact is open. So there's that. Alright, so in the meantime, let's actually go ahead and start improving our palace a little bit. So we can really only afford to do a garden or murals. Let's go ahead and do a garden. So it's fairly simple. You just right-click on the palace, or you select this button, and you tell it what you want them to build. And right now it says currently constructing garden enhancement. So at this point, I mean, we just have to wait for our bricklayers, as well as a few other people, to actually just come over and set up. Oh, there's people upset with the... okay, so that is a merchant ship. So he is sailing and looking for a barge. Now, unfortunately, we do not have... we could set down a barge landing, and he'll land here and then walk up to the merchant center. But he's looking for a place to dock. Unfortunately, we do not have one for him. So what we need to do is we need to set up another merchant center. What the hell is it? Now, the interesting thing about the merchant center is, like, it looks like this, but if you get it close to the water, it actually turns into this. So it turns into a dock for merchant ships to land at. And they'll dock here, and instead of like docking and going all the way up to the merchant center where you have it up here, they'll just set up shop here on the docks. So we want to go ahead and build that as well. So that should be 2 merchant centers that'll be built. As you can see, he just crashed or something. I don't even know what the hell he's doing. But he looks goofy. But yeah. Let's just go ahead and speed this up a little bit so we can see what this looks like when we build. Oh, protesting poor conditions. You rude. I need a hospital. And I need more temples. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this till this gets a little bit closer to more finished. Alright, here we go. So this guy right here, this bricklayer is coming. He's got some bricks. And it should give us some gardens.
Your prestige
Boom!
is rising.
Prestige is rising. So as you can see, our palace looks a lot nicer now that we've actually added added an upgrade to it. So it's got this nice white finish. It doesn't look all crappy like it did. What do you have? Ooh, you have a family tomb. Ah, damn it! I did not want them to have that. Grr. Angry face. But yeah. So yeah, that is how we upgrade the palace, and we can just keep doing it. We can do murals, we can wait till we have more stone and do walls, statues, a menagerie, a fountain, a granary. The granary is actually pretty important because it allows us to keep the food in our house from going bad. So we'll probably get that built next. But that's really it. I mean, just with the prestige, there's not really a whole lot else we can do with the prestige right now. There's another merchant ship. Oh, here we go. So the first merchant apparently crushed himself into the wall so hard that his ship disappeared, and he actually appeared up here. But he is selling incense and spices, and he's buying sculptures and jewelry. So what they'll do is they'll show up, they'll go to your shopkeepers, like see here he is right here, I think. Yeah, there's the trader, and he has some jewelry that he's going to buy, and this noblewoman is coming to buy some spices. And now she's going to go buy furniture. Why is this trader following her around? But yeah, they will buy their fill. Let me see if this dock is done yet. Yes, it is done. It is called a quay, but it's basically a merchant center. So yeah, that's the basics of prestige. Holy crap. Low demand for healthcare. Oh, that's not what this says. Anyway, that should be it for the basic tutorials, I guess, for this section. After this, we're going to be moving fairly fast, or at least I'm going to try to. The only things that I haven't really covered are, like, you know, the gardener is really just there to to help the nobles run. The nobles will go there and they'll buy plants and things so that they can increase their estate, which consequently gives us money, and the gardener helps them run it. The military equipment maker makes weapons, armors, and chariot for our soldiers, which we're going to need. The shipwright builds more ships from cedar, which we can't do because I don't believe there's anyone that actually sells us cedar. And the stone carver will carve, you know, well, he carves stone. It's fairly straightforward. The only other thing I think we haven't covered is the laborers and the overseers. Like, I'll go over at a later time how to set up a laborer's camp as well as a soldier's camp. But we don't really need those right now. We're going to need them in a bit. But awesome, we got maximum, or almost maximum, taxes collected. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I guess join me next time on Immortal Cities, Children of the Nile.